In the central universe, Godzilla is a highly powerful, nuclear-powered kaiju who was displaced from the ethereal void's Earth to the third dimension's Earth by the archetype. Originally, he was a Godzillasaurus maximus, a species of saurian titan fauna, but was irradiated by nuclear testing conducted by the ethereal void's equivalent to humanity, transforming him into a true kaiju. After the archetype was released into the ethereal void, Godzilla was chosen by the sentient energy to serve as its body. In the process, Godzilla was transformed further and possessed by the archetype's mind. However, after causing the ethereal void's dimensional collapse, Godzilla was displaced across dimensions, arriving on the Earth of the third dimension. Here, he was defeated by the combat robot Jet Jaguar via the orthogonal diagonalizer. 5 years after his defeat against Jet Jaguar, Godzilla was freed from the archetype's manipulation via the Hollow Earth's energy, allowing him to then fight alongside humanity and Ultraman Atom in the final battle against Naga Ghidorah Zarla. 5 years after his defeat against Jet Jaguar, Godzilla was freed from the archetype's manipulation via the Hollow Earth's energy, allowing him to then fight alongside humanity and Ultraman Atom in the final battle against Naga Ghidorah Zarla. Since then, Godzilla has become a valuable ally to humanity, having fought against other kaiju on many occasions. Stats: Godzilla is 110 meters tall, 290 meters long from nose to tail, and has a weight of 250,000 metric tons. List of forms: Default: Godzilla has had a total of 2 base forms as a kaiju. Destructus: Godzilla's original base form, he lost access to this form after he was released from the archetype's control. Ryurval: Godzilla's current base form, it has greater power than Destructus. Godzilla Zyos, an enhanced form that Godzilla gained from Luminous Ryazar's divine energy. Burning Godzilla, an enhanced form that Godzilla can access after receiving excess amounts of nuclear energy. Abilities of all forms. Atomic Breath, Godzilla's signature attack. While it comes in a variety of forms, each one with a different damage range and effect, its standard form is a radioactive energy beam fired from the mouth with power comparable to Ultraman Atom's Ultra Specium Ray. Incandescent Light, a mid-range, mist form of the atomic breath. It is known for emitting enough heat to melt a solid concrete building protected by a thin layer of titanium in about 15 seconds. Unlike the other forms of the atomic breath, it fires out of the mouth in a cone-shaped spray, rather than as a concentrated beam. Spiral Heat Ray, a version nearly identical to the standard form of the atomic breath, the spiral heat ray is identifiable via a purplish lightning bolt that spirals around the beam and a much higher power output. Red Hyper Spiral Heat Ray, an enhanced version of the spiral heat ray that's red and orange in color. Intelligence. Compared to many reptilian kaiju, Godzilla is exceptionally intelligent. For reference, Godzilla is smarter than the average human but not as smart as the smartest human. Nuclear Pulse. Godzilla reroutes the energy of his atomic breath to unleash a mid-range, sphere-shaped energy shockwave from his entire body. Energy Absorption. Godzilla can absorb vast amounts of energy. Physical Capabilities. Godzilla is a formidable physical opponent. Strength. Godzilla is able to throw objects up to 15 times his own weight. Durability. Godzilla's hide is essentially an armor that can protect him from incredible amounts of energy and physical damage. Heat Resistance. Godzilla's body is extremely heat resistant, with even the softest parts of it able to withstand temperatures millions of times greater than those at the core of the sun. Agility. Godzilla is able to move remarkably quickly, especially for his size. Regeneration. Godzilla is able to regenerate from attacks at astounding speeds. Amphibious Nature. Godzilla is an adept swimmer and can breathe underwater as well as on land. Longevity. Godzilla is extremely long-lived. Superdimensional energy signals. Godzilla has the ability to release interdimensional energy signals that contain a decipherable code. This is used exclusively as a means of communication via specialized devices known as superdimensional communicators. Abilities of Godzilla. Destructus, half-dimensional physiology. Due to his mutations from the archetype, Godzilla Destructus possesses abilities that are unseen in kaiju from the third dimension. Archetype manipulation. Godzilla Destructus is well known for being able to produce, expel, and even manipulate archetype. Dimensional travel. Via manipulating archetype, Godzilla Destructus can travel between dimensions. Energy adaptation. After being mutated by the archetype, Godzilla Destructus gained the ability to absorb virtually any kind of energy and adapt into a new form derived upon the nature of the type of energy he has absorbed. For example, 5 years after his defeat at the hands of Jet Jaguar, he evolved from Godzilla Destructus into Godzilla Ryerval after absorbing considerable quantities of the energy from the Hollow Earth, purifying him from the archetype's control. Several years later, he evolved from Godzilla Ryerval into Godzilla Zeos after obtaining divine energy from luminous Ryazar. However, unlike the form of Godzilla Ryerval, Godzilla Zeos is a form that Godzilla lost access to after the battle. Archetype Combustion Burst, a variation of the nuclear pulse that causes archetype to light on fire. Abilities of Godzilla Ryerval, Nuclear Attack Aura. After being freed from the archetype as Godzilla Ryerval, Godzilla gained the ability to generate an aura of blue, thermonuclear flames around his body. It is also used by Godzilla as Godzilla Zeos and as Burning Godzilla. By default, these flames are estimated to burn at an average temperature of around 75 trillion degrees Celsius, which is 5 million times hotter than the core of the Sun. However, when the aura is used in the form of Burning Godzilla, these flames turn red and are about 25 times hotter than they are in the default form. Additionally, though the aura does not harm Godzilla's body, the act of generating its flames is highly exhausting for Godzilla. As a result, Godzilla can only use the aura for up to 3 minutes. Hyper-incineration slash. Godzilla slashes at the opponent using virtually any part of his body, including even his tail, focusing the nuclear attack aura into the impact site as he does. The result is typically the opponent being incinerated from the inside out. Superheated detonation bite. Godzilla bites down on the opponent, with the nuclear attack aura focused around his mouth, with enough force to potentially break the opponent's bones. Typically performed on the shoulder of an opponent, the result is typically the opponent losing part or most of a limb and having permanent burn markings on the stump. Nuclear supernova blast. Godzilla uses the nuclear attack aura to enhance his atomic breath to its utmost limits. While this attack typically forces Godzilla to stop generating the nuclear attack aura for the time being and takes 3.75 times longer to charge than any other form of his atomic breath, the resulting attack is by far Godzilla's strongest attack and easily makes up for its drawbacks. Trivia: Godzilla Destructus's ability to gain new forms via adapting to energy he absorbs is retained by Godzilla Ryerval but not by Godzilla Zeos or Burning Godzilla.